Can you all hear me? Please, if you can hear me, just say hi on the chat room. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, just say hi. Yeah. That means you can all hear me. Okay, that's good. I welcome you all to OKExtalks. Today is going to be a very exciting time for everyone here. We have a very distinguished guest who has made time to be here with us. Not just has he made time to be here with us. This is somebody that if you've been following up on what has been happening in the industry, you'll know that he's not just a guy out there. He's somebody who has a lot of he has achieved so much in the space. He has been here through the thick and thin of the evolution of Bitcoin, the evolution of digital currencies, cryptocurrencies. If you know the days of EOS, the days of human, is it human love, or I've forgotten the name now, but he has been here for quite some time, and right now he just came back to Nigeria, and we have our very own Samuel Joseph in the house. Put your hands together for him. Just drop an emoji to welcome him. So we have our very own Samuel Joseph. Samuel Joseph is somebody, is a young person like most of us here, who I like the way he has positioned himself in the space. I know some years back, I used to know how he moved from organizing DAOs, the decentralized autonomous organizations or communities. Some people call it DAC, AC or DAOs. And today, it's a different story. You know, I know where they have been, how they have transitioned, and today is a different story. So I welcome Samuel Joseph. Samuel Joseph, please say hi to everyone here.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Paul.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. So we have Samuel Joseph in the house. Currently, he's a resident of UAE, that's Dubai, and he's now a fund manager. Before now, he the regional manager of Coin Cola. He used to also is the founder and CEO of is the founder and CEO of Light Blocks. Light Blocks is a media house, not just a media house. They have a trading academy. Not just having a trading academy, they also have a management part. He's also the founder and CEO of apart from Light Blocks, they have a project where they are creating. I think they have a project they just launched on the Binance chain. So, but he's going to introduce himself and show us quite a number of things. But let's not forget, the reason why we are here is to understand. You know, there's a young man that called me today. He sent me a message and he said, "Is Bitcoin, is it going to zero?" Because it was quite funny, you know. I understand this fear. When you, if you have not been here for a long time and you see everybody hyping Bitcoin, that Bitcoin is going to 60,000, 100,000, 120, 1 million. All of a sudden, Bitcoin now reverses and retraces back to 30. You know, for newbies who don't understand the cycle, there's this element of fear. You know, there's this element of fear that, wow, what's happening? What's happening? Should I sell off? You know, how do I make money? How do I continue to make money in the space? You know, how do I still remain profitable? You know, so that's what we are here to discuss. So, guys, just strap on your seatbelt and relaxed. You're gonna have time to have ask a lot of questions, not just questions. We're gonna learn a lot from a veteran in the industry. So once again, I welcome Joseph in the house. I think I don't like wasting time. We're already 13 persons, and we're going to record this event, and it will be on. So based on that, we will not waste time. We'll go immediately ahead into the program of event. Mr. Samuel Joseph, please introduce yourself. Let the audience get to know you, what you do, and who you are, where you have been, where you're coming from, and where you are currently at. Thank you. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for this opportunity. My name is Samuel Joseph, and I'm a crypto enthusiast, right? And love everything blockchain. And yeah, I've been in crypto space for a while. Um, you know, orders to build solutions, to educate people about cryptocurrency, right? Yeah. And also I've been able to help several people in this space, work with several people in this space rather to start up several projects, right? So we started up several projects in around the world actually, right from the days of Steam to different DAOs, different DAOs, and EOS and the early days of Ethereum also. Yep, that's that about me.
Thank you, Mr. Sam. He currently also runs HaggleX. HaggleX is one of his newest projects. Um, I know they've been able to push a lot of new ideas about HaggleX. It's an I think let me allow him. He's going to explain what HaggleX is, and
Yeah,
he's a friend of the OKEx family. We are all OKExers and they're part of the OKEx family. So just tell us a bit about HaggleX.
yeah. So Alex is an idea we came up with last year, and we've really gone far in the project. And of course, that's also taught me personal lessons in terms of setting up a company, right? So all this while I've been helping different companies start up, but it's quite different when you're trying to start up one yourself, right? So we've gone really far. We've made a lot of achievements. We're able to cross the 40,000 user milestone, and able to get on Binance Smart Chain, able to secure one or two partnerships in Dubai, Canada, Nigeria, and Australia. And yeah, yeah, of course, we met one or two hiccups here and there, and some of which was trying to fix, but so far so good. It's been worth the journey, right? And we're looking at resuming most of our activity in some couple of weeks. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel Joseph. Now, there is something I know a lot of people are itching to know. Recently, I was at a radio program, Wazobia FM, and a lot of the question that kept the presenter kept asking is, he keeps hearing, buy the deep, buy the deep, buy the deep. He now asks, what is the deep? And while he was asking that, one of the other staffs in the radio station now, he sent a message to me and said, but the deep is getting deeper. And we know in the parlance of, in the blockchain parlance, everybody will tell you, buy the deep, buy the deep, buy the deep. But if you notice, like one project that quite a number of us have been following is ICP.
Okay.
ICP came from almost $630. It came down to 250, came down to 130, 100. Today is at 37. Now,
Well,
buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Sir, what is buy the dip?
well, buy the dip is just simply put another way of getting crypto at cheaper prices, right? So cryptocurrencies are just or crypto assets rather, or digital assets are usually going up or down, right? And when it goes down, people buy when the prices have gone down, which is the dip, and they want to sell when it has gone up. But now the issue is that the dip keep getting more deep, right? And some people call it deeper life, right? Keep get, getting deeper. So that's just what by the dip is. So people just wait for the dip to come, for the market to dip, and then they buy. But what happens when it dips? When you buy the dip and the dip dips? So that's usually the challenge for most people. So that's just what it means. Buy the dip is just a way of buying when the prices are low. Yeah.
Sir, guys, this is a very interactive session. We'll open the floor to questions. Apart from questions, we'll open the floor to typed out questions. And apart from typed out questions, we're going to open the floor to people to quickly speak out, ask questions, and OKEx is an interactive session. So be rest assured, a lot of us are going to have opportunity to talk and interact more with the entire event. Now, sir, we want to ask you a question, sir. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. When has a token bottomed out? That there's this new slang among OGs, and even new Gs are beginning to catch it. They will tell you, use DCA, dollar cost averaging. Now, I'll give you a classical example. For this show, I'm going to use ICP, Internet Computer. Now, somebody who was told to buy the dip, he bought Internet Computer at 250. Meanwhile, Internet Computer peaked at 630. It dropped somewhere to 250. From 250, it kept dropping till it got to one something. Today is at 36. The last time I checked, 36. Maybe it's lower. I don't know. Now, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. If as an investor, where would you have bought? And what will inform your decision to buy at this price or that price?
Yeah. So for crypto assets, we're usually told to think long term, right? So if you're coming into the crypto space, I think it's best for one to zero into our mind that the dip has no bottom. I'll give you an example. There is an OG of the OG. What's that? Is in Da Vinci, right? So that guy watched Bitcoin fall from I think it was about $10, either 10 or $15, one Bitcoin. He watched it. He was watching it live fall from $10 to 0 point something. That was a massive crash. It fell from $10 to 0 point something. At that point, it's possible to just say, okay, all right, let's share the grace. Let's share the grace. It's over for Bitcoin. But what made him stay is because we looked at the use case of this particular cryptocurrency, and it was like, I know this Bitcoin stuff is falling, right? And several people have been buying the low prices, the dip is falling, but I'm still going to hodl, right? So there are some coins that if they fall, that is why it's good to get to attend events like this, and maybe physical ones, so that you get to know, because there are well over 8,000 different cryptocurrencies. How would you know which dip to hold? There are some coins that if they dip a little bit, I just sell them up. I don't hold them account. But there are some coins that if they dip and I bought the dip and it dips more, I will sell one of my phones and buy the dip. Right. So the dip you're buying should depend on the fundamentals behind that coin. Now, this time not technical. Fundamentals behind that coin, because if that particular crypto asset doesn't have good fundamentals, you keep buying the dip. You buy the dip, you get to the grade. Right? Another example apart from ICP is BitConnect several years ago when BitConnect came, right? The price was pumping, and when the price started falling, some people actually bought the dip, but they didn't know they were buying into their grave. BitConnect is no longer in the market. It is scam, right? So buying the dip is important, but you should know what you're buying, and to know what you're buying, you need to attend events like this.
Thank you so much, sir. Now,
Yeah, about
uh,
I think I didn't
go
talk
ahead, sir.
I didn't touch the dollar cost averaging. So this year just dollar cost averaging, and it's a way of buying cryptocurrency at radically, either every day or every month, depending on how much you make money. Every day, every minute, every hour, every month, a particular amount that you know will not harm your pocket too much. So just buy it and forget it. So what some people do is they DCA upward and downward. They don't care. So if the price of Bitcoin this month, maybe they feel okay, after I want to be using 5% of my salary to buy Bitcoin every month. So people that are doing DCA, they don't care whether the prices are going up or coming down. They just buy. But if it's coming down, they even do more DCA. They buy every week or every day. What if the more it goes down, the more it buys. The more it goes up, the more they buy. So yeah, that's what DCA just means. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Samuel Joseph, help us. I know, looking at the people who are here, I see a lot of OGs, while I also see quite a number of newbies. In buying the deep, help us understand what technical analysis, what fundamental analysis come to play to understand when to buy the deep. Help us use a classical example of maybe if you're well averse, if you're well acquainted with Shiba Inu and probably uh, Shiba Inu and probably ICP, Internet Computer. Now ICP peaked at 630 recently, I think some weeks ago. Today is at 36. Shiba Inu has lost, I think, is almost 80 something percent. Even Doge picked at okay, no, XRP picked at I think $1 something. Is at I can't remember how much I saw it today. But now for OGs, probably know or don't know, and people who definitely watch this, what indices or what particular technical indicators or fundamental indicators should one watch out for in buying the deep?
All right. So in buying the dip, I prefer using fundamentals, not technical, because except you're using technical that is somewhat related to artificial intelligence, right? Technical analysis might mess you up when you're buying the dip, because um, a coin might look good technically, right? But if the fundamentals behind that coin is zero, you will buy yourself to the grave, right? So in buying the dip, I usually tell people to focus on fundamentals, because fundamental is what will keep the coin when everybody leaves. You see, in the last bull run we had so many coins that were in top 10, right? And when the bear market came, those coins didn't have enough fundamentals, and money left cryptocurrencies that didn't have fundamentals to cryptocurrencies that had good fundamentals. So preferably personally, I think it's better to look at the fundamentals around the cryptocurrency when buying the dip. There are some coins that if they dip, I don't dare DCA on them, or I don't even dare buy the dip. If I want to buy the dip, maybe it's money I can afford to lose. I'll give an example. An example is Ethereum Classic. If Ethereum Classic dip, I don't bother to buy it at all. Right. The only time I bother to trade Ethereum Classic is if I want to cut. That is the only thing I do with Ethereum Classic. And why? Okay, let me see if I can share my screen about Ethereum Classic to make my points clear. Let's see. Right, so this is Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic hits by 51% attack in a month. I assume, I don't know if it's right to assume everybody knows what 51% attack is, but this right here enough for Ethereum Classic to go down to zero. Right? Unfortunately, it's not going out to zero because people that don't understand fundamentals are buying Ethereum Classic. But this news right here and the fact that Ethereum Classic could be 51% attack, not just once, not just twice, but 3 times in a month, is enough for anyone not to pay attention to Ethereum Classic. Right? But as you can see, it's still, it still has a huge market capacity. So for a coin like Ethereum Classic, if it keeps going down, and even if technical analysis sends me a mail and says, like, hey, buy this coin, I'm not going to buy the coin because I know the coin doesn't have good fundamentals, right? So, in buying the tip, make sure that you understand the fundamentals of that coin. Else, you will find yourself to pay. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. Now, guys, in OKEx Talks, it's a practical session. We're not here to teach anybody anything. And please, we want everybody to please mute your mics. Please mute your mics. We're going to allow, would have very, very, we have time allocated to questions, interactions, feedbacks, and so on and so forth. Now, going forward, we all heard what he has said. Somebody asked me a very, very important question, like I said today, and I was, this was a student I met at University of Benin, I think about 2 to 3 weeks ago. And the question he asked me was, is this the end of Bitcoin? And I was even, I was shocked. Why I was like, why will this person ask this kind of question? Is this the end of Bitcoin? The thing I said, I asked him, okay, do you understand the evolution of money? Where did you learn about Bitcoin and so on and so forth? I kept asking some other questions, but this is where I'm going to. For somebody to ask, is this the end of Bitcoin? It shows that to a certain level, the FOD, that is fear the fear of the unknown, is still very high for this person. And a lot of people, this happened in 2018, 2017, 2018, where a lot of people were not sure about the future of Bitcoin, and it tells a lot in their trading pattern, their trading psychology, and how they lose or make money. So we have heard what Samuel Joseph said. Samuel Joseph has told us that in buying the dip, look more to fundamentals. Look more to fundamentals. Don't be quick to look at technicals. Most times at that stage, technical analysis fails. So look more to fundamentals. Look more to fundamentals. Like I said, please, if you're coming in, just mute your mic while we continue the program. Hello, Samuel Joseph, please, what other options are available for traders, especially new traders during this dip? What options are available, especially on the OKEx app? This is an OKEx event. We have a lot of options available, but let's ask our guest what options are available. After he talks, I'll be able to let us know some other options in this dip or in this bear market. Some people say the bull is still coming. Some say we're already headed to a full bear market. But I'm going to tell you some other options that are available for traders, people who use OKEx app, to the options available to use and still make money on a daily basis while we wait for the dip or the bulls to come back. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so I'm going to start from the guy who asked the question about if Bitcoin has come to an end. Uh, such questions only comes up from people who don't understand what money is, right? But I know there's something that can kill Bitcoin, and the only thing that can kill Bitcoin is if government and banks around the world, right, becomes really sincere and start making monetary policy that will benefit the people. That is the only thing, or should I say that's one of the things that can kill Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is a money, right, that was created for the people, right, and gives people the freedom of having their money, right? Because if your money is in a fiat bank account, you don't have the freedom of owning your money. All you have that you're seeing in your banking app is just a representation of something you think you own, but you actually don't own it. Now, the proof that you don't really own your money is the fact that it can be taken from you anytime, any day by those who truly own the money, and that is the government and the banks. And for several months, we've been telling people about CBDC, and CBDC is coming to a country near you. And I strongly believe that CBDC will be a fuel for Bitcoin, because by the time people realize the rate and the ease of censorship through CBDC, that is when they will appreciate cryptocurrency, most especially Bitcoin. People are not appreciating cryptocurrency right now because they still have options of having physical money. So if the money in their bank account is closed, they still have some physical cash they can go around with. But by the time CBDC is rolled out, that means 100% of your money stays online. With the click of a button, your government or your bank can shut your career down. That is when the love for cryptocurrency will skyrocket by 1,000,000%, because people will be looking for a way out. What is the way out? How can I truly own my money? Right. So this is not the death of Bitcoin. This is the death of fiat currency, most especially paper currency. Right. So it's going to bring more fuel, and in fact, it's really going to help people understand cryptocurrency the more. So that is that. Then about options available for making money, of course, and trading with cryptocurrency, there are a lot of options available on OKEx. I will just start with spots, right? So there's a spot trading account which had been merged, and I will talk about the unified account later, right? So you can actually trade cryptocurrencies on the spot, right? Spot markets. And then of course there's a future spot where some platforms or some trading viewing website call it perpetual, right? To me, it's just a way of calling it another contract, a Bitcoin contract, right? So you can actually do that, and where you leverage, and then which is another way of trading an amount of money you don't have. You can actually trade 10 times your capital. You can actually trade 5 times your capital. So if your capital is $100, you can get money that is worth 10 times that amount, 20 times that amount, make your profits, and then you take the extra on top and just pay some little fees, right? So we have spots, of which maybe in some other calls we can have some practicals about that. So there's spots, there's futures, and then there's a P2P where you can buy crypto pay to pay, right, from person to person, and it's very seamless, right? And the beautiful part about OKEx is that there's a unified account that helps you seamlessly use these different options that are available without the need of moving money funds here and there, right? So that's just the summary of it, or maybe in another call we can have some practicals.
Thank you so much, Samuel Joseph. I think so far we've talked about the deep. We've also spoken about futures trading. We've also spoken about using fundamentals to buy the deep. I would suggest we drop our questions. If you have any question, you can drop it. If you want to make a comment, you want to make a contribution, or you have like 2 to 3 minutes, please raise your hand and I'll admit you to make a suggestion, ask your question using voice, or make a contribution. So if you have any of those 3 or 4, just raise your hand. In the absence of that, we'll just continue with our program of the day. Now, Mr. Samuel Joseph, going forward, for futures, we know, I personally know that you are a futures trader. And one thing I have noticed with futures trading, especially with you, is you trade futures during the bear market and also during the bull market. Now, a lot of people have come. I'm not a futures trader because of time, because I've not learned it. But a lot of people have come to me and said, okay, how do I make money, whether the market is dipping or the market is bulling or balling? Some people call it balling. Now, I want to ask you a question, sir. During the dip, can I make money? Can people make money in futures trading? And how will they make money in futures trading?
Yeah, so futures trading, well, first of all, there is sports trading and then there's futures, right? And then there is, okay, let me talk about it now. So there's sports and then there's futures. Now, the difference between futures and sports, there are several differences, but I think the major one is that on sports, you can't short the market on sports, right? So you can make money when the market is going down on sports. But in futures, you can make money when the market is going up and when the market is coming down. Now, the question now is, how do you make money in a bear market? So the way to make money in a bear market is to make move before the bear market starts. So what that means is that when everyone is excited, that is when you should start, preparing your shots, right? So we did a video in July, was it? I think it was about 2 months ago, when we started preparing for our shots. But of course, you know how the market is. Nobody can call the bottom, nobody can call the top. So when we did the video 2 months ago, we started preparing for shorting the markets, but I never expected it to get to $30,000. But of course, futures lets you make money both ways, when the market is going up and when the market is coming down, and sports doesn't let you do that, right? So unfortunately, we might not be able to do practical in this class today, but with the right coaching and with the right guidance and mentorship, you should be able to have some ideas on what the things to look at, so that you can short the markets, and the things to look at so that you can also long the market. So shorting, like I said before, is just a way of, it's just you predicting the price to go down before it goes down, right? So you don't short when it has already gone down, you short before it goes down, right? So futures lets you do that. And then longing it's another way of just saying you're buying the market, and you're also predicting the market will go up, right? So
Okay.
once you lock in the contracts, right, so it moves.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. Recently, quite a number of persons had issue. I don't want to mention names with a very known exchange in the space where some future traders were trying to trade, but unfortunately, I think there was a technical glitch. Now, that technical glitch that happened, um, we had we had we had so at a meeting with some of those guys, I heard that it's a common occurrence on that particular exchange. But Mr. Sam, I want to ask you a question. For people who trade futures on OKEx, do you have how is futures trading on OKEx? And uh, uh, do we have glitches like is obtainable in some other exchanges? Because when you have somebody who is trading futures with about $1 million, when I mean $1 million, I'm talking about $1 million or maybe $100,000, and he's trading, he or she is trading futures. It's not good to have glitches, because when the person is shorting or longing the market, and somewhere along the line, the system, not his system, but the system from the other end hangs, and that person now wakes up after some few minutes and loses money, the person will not be happy. So do we, so far so good with your trades on OKEx? How has it been?
Yeah, so I'll start from the glitch. I was affected too, right? I no 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 all our accounts were affected, as in we couldn't see our trades for, I think it was up to an hour or two. I can't really remember how
But this
long.
was not on OKEx, right?
No, it wasn't on OKEx. It wasn't on OKEx. So far, so good. There has not been any glitch on OKEx in terms of technical errors when it comes to trading. Right, that is a huge plus, and I think it's something that a lot of people are not aware of. Right, I think something a lot of people are not aware of, right? And yeah, it can really mess up your trade as a trader. And what really saved me, right? Because one of the things we do in light blocks is we distribute our funds into several accounts, right? So we trade here, we trade there. And what really helped me that day that there was a glitch was the fact that the way we trade in a very risk-free way, so that in case there is an issue, we don't get affected. But what if you're a trader and you just wanted to make a quick move? You'll be messed up at that point, because you won't know. Assuming you had 5 to 10 positions, which of those positions do you need to put a stop loss quickly? It becomes an issue, because you can't see your trade, and it will be like that for us. And if it's like that for us, it becomes a problem, because market is always moving. This market never sleeps. It's on 247. 5 minutes, you can have a big drop in a 5 minute chart. You can have a big drop even in a 1 minute chart, even in 1 hour chart. Right. So I need to give it up. Give it to OKEx for having a very seamless platform, right? And yeah, it's been smooth all the while, and yeah, it's a good one.
Thank you so much, sir. We have a question. I want us to take the question while we continue. Somebody said, what features does OKEx have that's not available on Binance? I'll take this question. For we all know that OKEx is very different from Binance. OKEx is very has never been hacked. That's number one. Go find out. It has never been hacked. The CEO of Binance once worked with OKEx. That's 2. 3, OKEx is very conservative. Now, you hardly see tokens that don't have fundamentals. When I mean fundamentals, tokens that don't have future. You can see tokens who are still somewhere on their roadmap on OKEx, but you from their white paper, their yellow paper, their blue paper, because these days some people even call their paper white paper art paper. So, but you can see from their white paper that these guys have somewhere they are going. There's an intrinsic value in what they're offering. Now, OKEx does not just list any kind of token. They are very conservative. And that's why I keep telling our Nigerian project that if you want OKEx to list you, please and please put up a very robust white paper and have a team that is showing that we are on course to meeting the promises we have on this white paper. Once you have that, it is easy for OKEx to list you. But when you don't have that, you know, the problem, like today I got a report on my desk about a company in Nigeria that has scammed some persons, you know, and the question I ask is, how did we get here? What happened? What were they offering? What did they promise you guys? What happened? You know, but okay, it's hard for OKEx to list such tokens. Now, going by that, I want to tell us that for like the question the person asked, let me get to the question again. Sorry, let me get to the question again. He said, what features does OKEx have that's not available on Binance? If you go to OKEx, you see that it's I think that there's basically no feature on Binance that has a fundamental value that is not on OKEx. Matic is there, ICP is there, Bitcoin futures is there, Ethereum futures is there. A lot of features are there. So you have a wide array of products to trade on futures. And like Mr. Sam has said, futures is what you trade, whether it's going up or coming down. You can trade that this token is going up, you make money. If you have 100x leverage or even 50x or whatever x you're using, you make money, 5x, 10x, whatever. If you're trading it that is coming down, you still make money. So the second question from Ubaidu Isa is contribution. You can actually make money on spot trade through leverage trading, leverage tokens. Well, I don't understand what he's saying, but maybe at some point we'll give him the mic so that he would help us understand what he's saying. Do we have any person who wants to make a contribution or maybe say something? Any raised hand somewhere? Okay, I'm not seeing that. Okay, somebody's asking, how about tokens listed in OKEx through voting? Does it mean it must have fundamental before listing them, even if the wins vote, e.g. Kishu, Mr. Sam, can you answer that? Do you understand the question?
I'm taking a look right now.
Oh, take a look at the chat room. You'll see the question there.
From Mr. Frank said, how about tokens listed on OKEx through voting? Does it mean it must have fundamentals before listing them? Example, Kishu, right? Okay, first of all, I don't know that coin. Of course, there are thousands of coins coming out each day. But I think Mr. Paul has made it clear enough that OKEx have a strict way of listing coins, because you won't just get listed because you just created a coin and you know but you get listed because you created a coin. You have a good team. You have a standard white paper that explains your project, possibly your token economics, that explains what's the whole technical part and maybe non-technical part about your project. Once that is done, and then you have your coin maybe vetted by a third party company, security company that gives it an OK, then it's to get on OKEx, right? So yeah, that's basically the summary of everything that he said. And then there's another question here that said, how can we use dollar average cost? Yeah, he just put it the other way. Yeah, anyway, it works. Either you call it dollar cost average or dollar average cost. So it's very simple, depending on what you want, right, and depending on what you're trying to achieve. So like I've said before, there are well over 8,000 cryptocurrencies. If you want to do dollar cost averaging, you need to be guided, right? And of course, that's one of the reasons why we have online events like this. Unfortunately, in these events, we might not tell you which of the coins to buy, right? But just know it's available, and you can contact me directly or contact Mr. Paul. We can probably guide you on which of these coins should you buy, because you can't spread your DCA funds over 8,000 coins, right? So yeah, well, let me just explain the dollar cost averaging again, just in case anybody is joining for the first time or just joined in few seconds ago. Dollar cost averaging, or dollar average cost. We can also call it naira naira cost averaging. So it's just a way of taking a sizable amount of your fiat and buying cryptocurrency either every day, or if you make money every day. Let's assume you make 100,000 every day, like people like Oga Daniel and some people in the chats, right? They make at least 100 to 500,000. I'm just kidding. Every day. So if you make 100 naira every day, you can remove 5 naira every day to buy cryptocurrency. Now, this amount you're removing is an amount that you can forget about, right? So it could be every day, it could be every month, it could be every week, it could be once a year or so. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. Please don't forget, if you want to speak or you want some few minutes, you can just use the raise your hand option and would give you the room, because OKExtalks is about the community having a voice. Okay, Ubaidu Isa will take you as the first speaker today from the audience. Please go ahead, sir, and talk. You have the floor.
Okay, good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, good evening. I dropped a contribution. I heard you were talking about making money using sports and futures trading. So okay, let me take Binance for example. On their spot trading, there are coins they list as leveraged tokens. So how those leverage tokens work is that, maybe let's take BTC for example. There is BTC up and BTC down. So if you will purchase BTC up, is almost the same thing when you are trading on futures and you long it. So if the price of BTC goes higher, you make profit from it. And if you purchase BTC down, if the price of BTC goes lower, you make profit from it. Just the way trading on futures is when you long or when you short. Actually, that's what I was trying to explain. Thank you.
Mr. Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, to continue from where you stop. Yeah, I actually know about BTC up and BTC down. Like you said, it's already available, right? But all these things also boils down to you getting someone to guide you on what to do, so that you know when to enter the market, when you should leave the market, right? Because you don't want to enter when you're supposed to be exiting. I don't want to exit when you're supposed to enter. So you still need to get guided. So someone else asked a question and said, what does it take to list a startup project in OKEx? I think it has already been stated clearly. First of all, you need to have a working project or a good project. You need to have a robust white paper that clearly explains what your project does, right? The technical, the non-technical parts, the token economics behind your token, how distributed it is, and possibly a third party smart contract editing for your token. And once you have all that, and of course I'm sure there should be some other criteria, and once they are met, I'm sure it will be easy for to get an option on getting listed. I think another question is, yes, okay, that's not a question. What fundamental analysis are we specifically look at? Okay, the English. Okay, is it works? Okay, I don't know if it's my eyes, but what fundamental analysis are we to specifically look at? Is it the, okay, there was no commas, okay, yeah. Is it the accomplished works on white paper, the teams behind, or what exactly? Yeah, that's a very smart question. As in, I don't know who you are, but I think I will find you and buy you a bottle of maybe one cold drink. So fundamental analysis can be tricky sometimes because let's take a look at Bitcoin, right? When Bitcoin came out, I don't think there was too many nice things to read, even though there was a forum where Satoshi, Dan Larima, and the rest were talking about Bitcoin and discussing, but there were no options. There was no benchmark. You know how you want to let's look at a project like Solana, right? You want to talk about Solana, you want to talk about any other Ethereum competitor. So the benchmark you're looking at is Ethereum. Ethereum can do this. Ethereum has a block time of 15 seconds. Ethereum has the fee is this way. So Ethereum becomes the benchmark while you're building this other one to try to attempt to beat Ethereum, right? So in the case of Bitcoin, there was no benchmark to use. People invested and bought Bitcoin people bought Bitcoin in the early days when there was no benchmark. They just believed in the idea and the problem that this particular project is trying to solve, which was Bitcoin then, right? So sometimes white paper is not just enough, because white paper is just another way of people saying there are some people that can write heaven and earth. They will tell you their coin can actually mix the moon and the sun to get a star, right? They'll tell you what is possible and what is not possible. It's easy to get a white paper done, right? So in looking at fundamentals, you don't just pay attention to what the white paper say. You don't just pay attention to the team. Also, the team is not enough. White paper is not enough. The idea behind what they are building is also really, really important. Is there a market for what these guys are building? There are some coins that are way ahead of their time, right? There are some coins that came out too early. A perfect example is also Bitcoin. When Bitcoin came out, it came out at the perfect time, but it was too ahead of its time, right? It's just now within the last couple of years, within the last 4 or 5 years, that people are really getting to understand what Bitcoin is, right? And the reason behind Bitcoin. The same thing as Ethereum, but Ethereum is the other way around now. Ethereum came out before its time. Here's what I mean. When Ethereum came out, right, there was an interview with the founder of Ethereum where they discussed epoch time. They discussed so many things, and they told him, why are you choosing to use proof of work for Ethereum if Ethereum is going to be just in case you guys don't know, I posted a video today about how Ethereum is like the internet, right? So the person asked Vitalik and said, if Ethereum is going to be the supercomputer of this next generation, why is Ethereum using proof of work, right? So Ethereum was a great idea, but it started off with the wrong technology. That is why right now they are trying to bring the main Ethereum the way it's supposed to be with Ethereum 2.0, right? So looking at it, technical fundamental analysis, it's really wide. So you look at the team, the track record behind the team. What have these guys been doing, right? What have they done so far, right? The idea behind the project. Is the project too early? There are some projects that came out and they were too early. Another example is Steam. Steam came out too early. If it's too early, will this project last in the market pending when its time comes? A perfect example is also Bitcoin. Bitcoin came out pretty early, several years ago, but the question is, will Bitcoin last its time in fulfilling its purpose? And the answer is yes, because Bitcoin is heading towards the market capitalization of gold, and market capitalization of gold is, the last time I checked, it was around 10.5, $11 trillion. And when Bitcoin hits that 10.5 to $11 trillion, Bitcoin should be sitting at about $400,000 to $500,000. So yes, Bitcoin will fulfill its purpose of being a scarce asset that is owned and controlled by the people. Although there are some issues we still have around Bitcoin, but that is that. So our fundamental analysis goes beyond white paper. It has to do with the team, it has to do with the idea, it has to do with the time duration of that idea, right? Time duration also lets you know, okay, since this particular, another example of time duration is also Ethereum. I told you how Ethereum was using proof of work, and now they've realized that, hey, the days and time of proof of work are over. Proof of stake and delegated proof of stake is the next big thing, and now they are leaving it. Now, and we've heard and we've seen people talk about what's this new technology that they say is a threat to Bitcoin? Quantum computing, right? Quantum computing. Everybody's talking about quantum computing now, right? And some wise programmers are looking at ways to make blockchain not to have effects from quantum computing when it's fully developed. So you look at time duration also. How long will it take for quantum computing to come out? And if it's out, is it going to affect proof of work? Is it going to affect proof of stake? Is it going to affect delegated proof of stake? Is it going to affect DAG? DAG is what coins like IOTA uses, right? So fundamental analysis is really, really, really huge. It goes beyond white paper.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. Before we go on, one of our trade partners, our very illustrious trade partner, wants to make a comment or ask a question. Mr. Tola Joseph, where are you, sir? Please go ahead and ask your question or make your contribution.
Okay, I want to just add to someone asked a question about how what makes OKEx better than the Binance or that.
Can you increase or come closer to your mic so we can hear you better?
Let me just, okay, hold on, please.
Okay, am I holding on?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you better.
Okay, it's better this way. Okay. Come in. All right. Am I audible now?
Very loud and clear, sir.
All right. So there are a couple of things that we can say about OKEx and why it is better than Binance. I think I have this conversation with one of the Binance staff, that should be like 2 weeks ago. I said the only thing that we could say as it stands now may be liquidity. But looking at the general ecosystem, I mean, look at the withdrawal process, for instance. Look at the way you can edit orders. Look at the way you can actually have your fund without mixing it up. What I mean is that, for instance, let's say you have 0.1 Bitcoin and you want to receive a separate Bitcoin for a separate trade, and you don't want to mix it up. You can transfer that 0.1 Bitcoin either to your unified account or spot account, also whatever account, just to, without locking it up as a sell, or as a sell order. So many things. In fact, one of the things that I love about OKEx is the withdrawal process. I mean, just 2 clicks. Once you confirm your wallet, if you want to withdraw, you click withdraw. It asks for confirmation, you click PAM. You don't need to go and confirm any email or start imputing any Google 2FA. And of course, talking about security, there's no gainsaying that OKEx has a very powerful security. Talking about insurance, of course, many should know now that funds are very safe. My only challenge with OKEx, we have to be truthful with ourselves, is what we've been talking about here since. We need more market pairs to be on OKEx. Now, this what I just said right now is me acting like I am not a partner of OKEx. I am speaking for the community, because this is what they keep demanding from me. Sometimes they say, okay, they want to buy a particular cryptocurrency, it's not available on OKEx. That's why they find that it's available on other exchanges. So why not OKEx? So this is what we keep working towards until we get the best. And of course, OKEx will just list any altcoin for the sake of volume or making money. So finally, if you are still very new to the cryptocurrency market and you are in Lagos or Djibouti or Ibadan or anywhere close to Lagos, July 3rd, that is next Saturday, we'll be having an event at Allen, Ikeja, and it is 100% free. Mr. Paul will be there. Personally, I will be showing you a practical example on how you can make money on OKEx. We have different ways of making money on OKEx. You want to trade futures, you want to trade spot market, you want to use the OKEx seed farming or the OKEx N. I will be showing you, apart from the spot and futures, I'll be showing you other things that you can do to make money on OKEx passively. Maybe the market is going left or is going right, going south or not. What can you do to make money passively? And I will show you why this particular system is far better than the traditional way of making money, which is called fixed deposit, by the way. So this is what I have to say for now. So thanks for listening. I will catch up with you again.
Can those in UAR come?
What?
Can those in UAR attend to?
You are. No, okay. Everybody should come. Everybody. Okay. Someone is asking if I can drop my number. The fact remains that it got to a point that I can't even receive calls any longer. If you call my number now, I'll probably tell you, being that I can't process calls I receive daily. So what will happen is you could just check out. I will share the flyer again tomorrow. So let me just drop my, what's it called? My link tree, and you can link up with me on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tola. There's a question I want you to answer from Adeyemi Ibrahim Akonji. He says, I think he's directing this question to you. He says, why is it that when Bitcoin falls, it affects altcoin madly, the way he has put it? And if Bitcoin recovers, altcoin will still be in the deep.
Okay.
Bitcoin does not move altcoin, but it devalues it. Please elaborate.
Sir, can you allow me to share my screen? This particular question, I want to answer it showing practical examples so the questioner can understand very well. Please, can you allow me to share my screen? Hello, sir.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay. All right.
Share a screen. I've given you hosting rights. Share a screen.
Okay, please let me know if my screen.
Try it now.
Okay. Okay. Okay, please. Screen is visible now, and my voice is also audible. Please let me know if my screen is visible.
Your screen is visible, sir.
Okay, great. Now let's go to coinmarketcap.com. You can download the app, or you can actually use the web. Let me try to change this to. Okay, here we go. Let's look at this. Now this is right. Now look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is having 46.58% dominance. What this means is that, let's take for instance, in the cement market, as far as Nigeria is concerned, we have so many cement. I think the other day I saw Boa or something, although Relevant is a bit Relevant, Relevant is a bit common, but Dangote cement has more dominance in the cement market than any other cement. So Bitcoin has more dominance than any other cryptocurrency. It means that Bitcoin is paired with most altcoins out there. So what most altcoins out there don't be directly liquidated. You just have to pass through Bitcoin before you can get out that. Vice versa, if you want to get a particular cryptocurrency, sometimes get Bitcoin before you get into that cryptocurrency. As you want to buy, let's say OKB, you may not be able to buy using your card. So what do you want to do? You want to pass through Bitcoin. And if you look at the market pairing, I mean, let us take, let me see if we can take, okay, don't let me waste our time. But the fact remains that Bitcoin has more dominance. It has more influence discovering how it could influence the market, where many claim that the tweet does not have any ripple effect on the market. The fact remains that its tweet really has ripple effect on the market. It's like Don Jackson are telling you about OKEx. Even if you are a Bet Nigeria customer or Golden Bet or Super Bet, because Don Jackson is someone that you look onto as a big influencer or big influencer, you want to follow his lead to OKEx or to Bet Nigeria, whatever he promotes. Now, many people were scammed because the video promoted Rackstelly. If not for the video, they wouldn't have even, got themselves in that scam in the first. So Bitcoin has influence on so many altcoins. So whenever daddy wants to cool off, they too will cool off. And most times when Bitcoin is going up, why altcoins may not peak at same speed, what was it called? Pace is that altcoins older than they want to sell back for Bitcoin in order to get Bitcoin dollar value. Let's take, for instance, now you are holding, let's say SR at a particular Satoshi value. The Bitcoin starts skyrocketing. Paraguay is coming on board to legalize Bitcoin. Then we hear that next is Singapore. We hear that next is UAE and all that. People like, oh, the Bitcoin starts jumping up. What will happen? You start to sell that your altcoin. There will be sell pressure on that altcoin for Bitcoin. Why? Because you want to gain Bitcoin dollar value. And sometimes when it's going down, when Bitcoin is going down, most altcoin goes down. Why? People are getting out of it again to hold Bitcoin to sustain the Bitcoin dollar value. If Bitcoin should go down minus 20%, and a particular altcoin is going down, let's say like minus 50%, your one Bitcoin on that altcoin becomes 0.5 Bitcoin. So many just want to stop loss and want to check out that, oh, I can't watch, losing Satoshi value on this altcoin when I can get out and still on Bitcoin. So that's just what happens in the market. It's about sell pressure and FOMO. Thank you.
Okay, I think I want to add a thing or two.
All right.
Yeah. So why does when Bitcoin goes down, the other coins go down now? So one of the reasons it's like I said, it has to do with fundamental. You know how if rain is falling, the people do several things. It's either they look for someone that has an umbrella and then they go under the person to hide, so they don't get in the rain, or they look for a shade and stay in that shade. Now, the difference between the shade and the umbrella is this. Umbrella is usually held by someone that is on the move. So that means if that person is on the move towards a drier place, that means you won't get soaked in the rain until you reach your destination. But if you go to a shade is usually a static place that doesn't move. So you'll be in that shade, you'll be in that particular position until the rain stops falling. How does this relate to cryptocurrency? That person that has an umbrella that is moving is Bitcoin, is cryptocurrencies with good fundamentals. So what that means is that the market is going down. This person that is holding an umbrella is actually getting soaked, but just a little bit. Now, the reason why this person is getting soaked a little bit and not much is because the person has an umbrella, but the umbrella cannot cover all the body. So as the market is going down, as the bloody rain is going down on the market, so it's affecting this person a little bit, right? But if you have a coin and then you jump into Bitcoin when the rain is falling, right? Now you're jumping in because you believe Bitcoin has strong fundamentals that will help you still go to a higher price when the rain stops falling. So that person that has an umbrella that is moving is actually Bitcoin. But the person that is the shade that is static is USDT. So when it's raining in the crypto markets, when it's raining blood, people either usually go to coins that have good fundamentals, and then or they go to coins that are stable, such as USDT, DAI, and the rest. So that's the static example. Now the question is, that is for dumb when the coins start coming up. It's very simple. Once you've entered into Bitcoin, right? So when it has rained in cryptocurrency, you entered at $300. The reason you entered is because you believe Bitcoin has good fundamentals, and coins with good fundamentals, the prices usually go up at the end of the day. People that have entered into Bitcoin won't want to leave until Bitcoin comes back up, let's say from 30,000 to 50,000. Until that happens, those other cryptocurrencies where they left will still be at the point where they are because they have less fundamentals than Bitcoin. So usually in the market, the rate at which a cryptocurrency recovers depends on the fundamentals behind that coin. That's just my own input.
Thank you so much, Samuel Joseph. That input was very invaluable. Um, thank you so much, also, Tola Joseph. That direct explanation with the screen view was very, very, very invaluable. We appreciate that. Now, for those, I believe for the guy who asked the question, I think his name is Ubaida. Is it Ubaida? I'm coming, just a second. The question was from Ubaida Isa. I believe your question has been answered. Adeyemi Ibrahim Akonji says, thank you, I understand now. So I believe that question has been answered. And because of time, we need to wind up. We'll have to wind up in the next 12 minutes. Tola, thank you so much. You have answered the questions. Toby Obini has said he's asking, yeah, and I'm coming. He said, Mr. Tola, how can those who are not close to Lagos take advantage of the program on the 3rd of July? Can you drop an answer to that, sir?
Right. There will be a recorded session, but it is not going to be. It's not going to be. It's going to be just short footage. It's not going to be comprehensive. We are sorry that we are not planning for what's it called, online broadcast this time around. We've already rounded up deals with the media partners and others, so we won't be projecting this online. We are very sorry. However, there's going to be a short footage, like summary on what actually happened, and hopefully it's going to be on a common blog where you can just read the summary. But notwithstanding, we shall also have an exclusive such that anywhere you are around the world, you'll be able to join us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. There are no further questions. I would like my successor as the president of CBAN. I've noticed he has been here, and we want to appreciate your presence. It means a lot to us as OKEx. And would like, sir, do you have a question or you have a contribution to give us as an exchange operating in the same jurisdiction where you head the association? Sir, please, I want us to welcome Mr. Senator here. So do you have anything to tell us or anything you want us to do to help this particular jurisdiction? And also after you, sir, Mr. Stanley Golomo, my very good friend, would be permitted to go ahead and say one or two things.
Thank you very much, Mr. Paul. Thank you very much. Having standing by and learning all that I have to learn from the speakers here, and of course from the questions also asked and other contributions made. Thank you. I think crypto adoption in the space. I would just like to say that at the time when people are asking indeed, when is the deep going to end, and how deep is the deep, and when can we be sure that the deep is not leading us to the grave and all of that. I'm very happy with the response that Mr. Samuel Joseph gave to that. Because I think that the fundamentals really matter, and we need to continually understand how the fundamentals work. I think that especially now that we are in a space where, or at a time when we are wondering, is Bitcoin going to go below 30,000? Is it going to go back to about 15,000 or even 10,000? And we're asking all that question. Is it the end of Bitcoin? Is this the end? Is China going to win the war? And all of that question. It turns on the fact that we need to forget about all of the hype and focus on the real fundamentals, because at the end of the day, that is what is going to pull any coin out of any hostile policy or regulations or actions by any governments, even China or the US. So I think I would like to just quickly emphasize that it should be all about the fundamentals. And from a regulatory perspective, especially as CBAN president, I follow this space a lot. And this new craze for shit coins and meme coins and all of that stuff, I don't know what positive effect it has altogether on the cryptocurrency markets. But we have seen a lot of shit coins disappear from the space. We've seen, Bitcoin can go down to as 30,000 and bounce back to 40,000 or even 50, or maybe someday, like people say, $500,000. But we know that some of these shit coins will never bounce anywhere. They'll be forever buried down there. So sometimes I think we need to ask ourselves the ethical issues, like, is it all about the money thing? Is it really sustainable to embrace a shit coin, knowing it's a shit coin? You just want to make money from it, and then it dumps. It dumps on people. It's people it dumps on. So from a self-regulatory perspective, we are not sure if we are supposed to be promoting the embrace or adoption of shit coins in the space, knowing that these shit coins are just some kind of a trap where the smartest people who get in early get the best of it, and then others just come in and become victims. So for OKEx, I'm very happy that OKEx is one of the few exchanges out there that is really not about the hype around projects, but also about utility and fundamentals. And we expect that other cryptocurrency exchanges, especially the very popular ones as well, to also look at the idea of fundamentals all over again. Of course, we know it's a decentralized space where it is the people that determine what sometimes you list. I mean, I wouldn't have thought, for instance, that Coinbase, as strict as we think, or we always imagine that Coinbase is in the US, they will be having Dogecoin. Just after their IPO, they listed Dogecoin. So, and Dogecoin is one coin that not a few persons in the space have this question mark about. Is it really? Does it have any fundamentals? This is supposed to have started as a joke, and all of that, and it keeps dumping on people. It goes up again, it dumps on people. So for me, just by way of closing or wrapping it up, from my side, of course, I would like to say that we need to continually reconsider what we are really in the space for. Yeah, money is great, but can we have some bits of more ethical money in the space so that we can build a sustainable ecosystem for everyone, not just for our generation, but for the generation coming? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Senator Iheye. Can we have a bit of more ethical money in the space, not just for this generation, but the generation coming? I think I would put that before we used to say words on marble. I think I'll put that word on the NFT. Thank you so much. That was sir, that was that is not was, but that is words of wisdom. Like, we stand as OKEx. We are not here for the bubble. We are not here for the money. We're here for the future. We're here for sustainability, and anything that will not give us sustainability, where we because of the nature of the exchange, we are ready to immediately clamp down on that and move on. So apart from that, I think there's another question that says, why is it that when coins or tokens are listed, it triggers the value of the coin so high, unlike OKEx, no bad energy, please. Tola, can you do some justice to that question? Why is it that when coins are listed, it triggers the value of the coin so high, unlike OKEx? I don't want to be the person to answer. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, what I would encourage OKEx to do is to engage more with the community. When I say engagement with the community, you should play the CZ card. One thing, many people know this, and I'm not just saying this for the very first time. In fact, I have tackled CZ to the point that I wanted him to unfollow me on Twitter so I could unfollow him. But the guy is a very smart businessman. He knows how to leverage on communities. Now, OKEx can actually make a listing and it goes ballistic. The reason why this is not really happening is because many don't even know who is the CEO of OKEx. Look at CZ. You can't even tell his time zone. You open Twitter right now, he just tweeted. You open Twitter in the morning, he just tweeted. You open Twitter anytime, he just tweeted. So you wonder, is this guy even sleeping? And what he does is that when he sees that you, influencer, he engages with you on Twitter, and because he saw, I took a screenshot. I was having what was it called? Lion head as the wallpaper. So I said, okay, let's see, for fun only, let's see who has the scariest wallpaper. The moment he saw that Binance logo, he reacted to that logo. Then during NSAS, this Bondu guy made a post, and the post has hashtag of BNB Because of that, he retweeted it. Now, whenever Binance is saying that they want to list a particular coin, guess what? More people get to know. Unlike OKEx. Sometimes people will even ask that, has OKEx listed this coin, or they are about to list it? And by the time we go check, it's already listed. But the format at which they tweet listing the coin is not, like, many people cannot even interpret it. Unlike Binance, when they tweet that they want to list a particular cryptocurrency, you can interpret it. When Coinbase tweet that they want to list a particular cryptocurrency, you can interpret it. But when it comes to OKEx, the language, the English language they use is a bit different, and many can't even interpret. Let me give us another example. Shiba Inu was on OKEx before being on Binance. But guess what? When it got to Binance, it went crazy. So what needs to be done? There is no fundamental problem here. The problem here is how to get more people to know when a particular cryptocurrency is to be listed. We have more traders following Binance, and they've turned on their post notifications such that when Binance tweets, they get pop notification more than we have more people following OKEx and that have done the same thing. So there is a way that this can be done. The CEO needs to engage more with different regions, influencers. If it is North America, who are the influencers here, you engage with them, you follow them. In Africa, in Asia, you do that, and ensure that when what was it called? OKEx tweets, retweet that oh, this particular update looks so so good. I think I want to follow up. Just like CZ, sometimes it will claim that a particular product, he was not even aware of it until the team finished developing it, only for him to say, oh, this is wonderful. That could just be his own contribution. Do a little on a marketing strategies. I can't work in a company. I want to bring something like to be an integral part of the company, and the CEO will not be aware of it. At least, even if he is not part of it directly, like during building of whatever team, there is no way that it would not be into that, hey, sir, look at the feature on this platform. We want to tweak this to this. But it lets you know that, hey, the team are the best, this and that. So OKEx should do similar thing. Let's have more people follow OKEx. If it means they want to give away money, let them do that. If it means they want to, what was it called? Hey, that reminds me. Yes. Do you think Binance is doing charity work for them to spend so much money on masterclasses across Africa, or all this, what was it called? Influencer, whatever thing? No. All now still part of marketing strategies. If I want to sell a product, no matter how nice the product is, if the product is not in the eyes of the customers, they can't buy it. There are things that you want to buy, but you find it very difficult to even get it in the market. So all these master classes is what OKEx can also organize. What is it called? You make a tweet after you collect your data, and you are done with the planning, and you are about to kick off. Let people from America, from Asia, from Africa, from North America, from Australia, whatever, ask them that, hey, it is time for Influencer Award of the Year. Nominate your influencers. Guess what? The influencers in that region will make that tweet go viral. Why? Because they want to win that award. Doing so, more people will get to follow OKEx. All these things are process that can be achieved with time. So when the time is coming that, hey, guys, we are guess which coin we'll be listing next week. Now, you've created in the mind of the traders that a particular coin is coming on OKEx. Guess what? They will be waiting. They will follow, turn on post notification, such that when you list, when OKEx lists that coin, they want to buy, because there will be urgent demand for it. They want to buy, and of course, so that improves the volume, the liquidity. Should make I can't take over the OKEx CEO job. That'll be all for now, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tola, for
sir.
that feedback. That feedback is very, very helpful, and we have spoken at other meetings about this feedback. We always, the beautiful thing about OKEx is that we always translate these feedbacks to management, and I believe that they are looking at it. But you know, like Samuel Joseph told us, it takes a lot of time because of the conservative nature of OKEx, which has made it to stay as one exchange that has never been hacked, you know. And I don't blame them, you know. Coming in, I've seen a lot of things. I've spoken to management about listing a lot of tokens, but you see, some of the things they keep telling me, like now, for example, let me give you a practical example. Recently, a particular token was supposed to be listed. Unfortunately, they didn't list that token. I felt bad. Why did I feel bad? I pushed for the listing of that token. But today, that token has tanked more than 90%. Now, imagine if traders or users of OKEx had bought into that token and it now tanked more than 90%. You can't please everybody.
Yeah,
But
I
the
have,
little people,
I have
the
some.
little you can do, you can go ahead. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah,
This
I
is the
have.
last question for tonight.
Yeah, I have some contribution in that regard. So, in as much we're here for the business, we must also realize that what took McAfee to prison is because he was accepting promotion from every coin. No, let me not say what took him. Part of the reasons why he got into trouble, because he was promoting everything that comes his way because he's in it for the business, right? So it has its own side effects when you're just there for the money, right? I'll give you a perfect example. When sushi, I think the coin was sushi. When it came out the first time, it got listed on some exchanges, and later we now found out that there was issue with the founder dumping the coins, and then he later apologized. That alone is a major flaw, right? How did sushi get on exchanges when it wasn't well vetted, right? In the long run, it might cause some serious regulatory problems from maybe SEC, right? Listing coins that have no good fundamentals, right? Listing coins that might help make people lose money. Now, in the short term, yes, it will bring money to bring the hype, but in the long term, it might give some issues. So both methods have advantages and disadvantages. That's what I can say. But in the long run, it's good to play safe also.
I think on the issue of McAfee, I won't. I don't. Let me react to what Samuel just said. On the issue of McAfee, what took him to prison is it was charged for evading tax. If you are talking about accepting offers from anyone, that you want to go to YouTube, that's where they do that most. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it didn't accept offer from any platform. In fact, even Logava that we know in 2017, he kept accepting offers. Go to Twitter, make a tweet, the coin. Anytime he makes a tweet, it goes viral. But I think he has retired on that. He has so much money now. So, and of course, even Binance don't mind. The other day when you see got listed and implemented, CZ took to Twitter and tweeted that they didn't beg anyone to buy. Minutes later, he deleted that tweet. Then something similar happened again, and he made similar tweets as if he was trying to mock traders or I don't care attitude. But I want to believe that it was actually high because on the normal day, he shouldn't have tweeted that nonsense. But yet, in fact, the other day, he made a tweet. I responded. It was like, it's like we no longer, that the market no longer care about use cases. I said, that's true. That's true. Same way the Binance we know no longer care about viable projects. Instead, it is now battle for what's it called? For volume. Because Binance, we know there are some projects that they won't list. But guess what? They list to delist it. They list that project to delist it. There was a day that he made a tweet that if they don't do that, they may become obsolete because they are seeing volumes going to other platforms. So that's all, Gary.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll take our last contribution from Stanley Golomo, a friend and a brother in the space. Mr. Stanley Golomo, please go ahead, sir.
Hey, thank you very much. Thank you so much, my able chairman, my boss, and all the bosses in the house, Mr. Tola, Mr. Samuel Joseph, our able Presido, Mr. Senator. I'm really grateful to be here. In fact, I came a little late, but the few part that I followed, I learned something new. You know, even if you have been in the space for many years, you always learn something new. There's no end to learning. So I appreciate all the contributions, the words of wisdom from our able president. That's very timely. Michelle, I wanted to just make some contribution, but I think we've gone far, far beyond those areas, especially in the area of the Bitcoin market and other altcoins. I just wanted to speak on a particular aspect of fair pricing and overpricing. One of the reasons why Bitcoin is beating every other market, especially when there is a dip in the market, you see other altcoins dipping so badly. It is because most of those altcoins have been overpriced. You see, when there is a bull market, you see Bitcoin, the Bitcoin did about 10x during this last year to now. But you see so many other altcoins, you see some doing 50x, 60x, 70x. Most of those coins have been overpriced. And definitely when there is a dip, most of these coins have to balance their pricing. So that's why you see some of them dipping so badly so that for their prices to be balanced. So if you are a newbie in the market, you must be very careful of any coin you are going into or you want to trade with. Check for the pricing of the coin, if it is fairly priced or not. Like Bitcoin price, yes, it was overpriced as high as $60,000, $64,000. And even as the dip, you see that Bitcoin just fell about 40% to 50%, 40% max. That is what it fell. But you see some other coins falling as deep as 80%, 90%, because they have to balance their pricing. So we want to look at that area very, very well if you are trading any coin. So that is just the area I wanted to contribute. But at the same time, I want to thank everyone I've been invited for this product and this discussion this evening. The fact is that I'm not a registered OKEx user, but because of this class this night, I have to see what I can do to use OKEx. I use just a few of the trading platforms, but I've never used OKEx before. But I've heard so much good things about OKEx today, and I think I will give it a try and use that exchange. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Mr. Stanley Golomo. Stanley Golomo is the CEO of Farm Chain, a very important project that is dear to my heart in this space. Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution. Lastly, before we shut down for the night, I want to thank everybody who came, Senator Ihanye, Tola Joseph, and our very, very, very dear host, Samuel Joseph, CEO of OKEx, who has now left UAR and Nigeria. He's no more in UAR and Nigeria. He's now in UAE, trying to put a lot of things together for the betterment of OKEx. Thank you for all the members who came from CBAN, from Uniben Blockchain Association, and from other associations wide and near. We appreciate you. Thank you to Raphael, Emmanuel Jesubile, and some other persons in the space. We appreciate your coming, and we do not take it lightly. Going forward, some of the recommendations and some of the suggestions you've made would send it across to our management to see how they can be implemented. Apart from that, we really appreciate everybody that came for this event. Somebody asked a question. He said, let me take the question. Sorry. Is there any possibility of having this kind of Zoom meeting anytime soonest? Because I enjoyed it. Sir, that is from Frank to everyone. Yes, yes, sir. We are planning to have OKEx events every week for the next couple of, I think about 6 months. That's what management has told us. And apart from this this is the inaugural event for Africa. Turkey has had their event, Europe has had their event, and I think Latin America, LATAM, has had their event. So, but this is the first event for Africa. We are hoping to have a lot of, we are hoping to have some other freebies that will come with the event going forward. So be rest assured that we have your interest at heart. And somebody said 6 months is okay then. Well, we obey instructions from our from Hong Kong. So we look forward to having even more than 6 months. But per adventure, they say we should stop it. We'll need to stop it. But for now, this event is coming next Saturday, the upper Saturday, and continuously till the company says no. I think we need to put a stop to it. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate your coming. We appreciate your contributions, your questions, and also we appreciate your presence. I think we have really spent a lot of time. This is almost, this is exactly, sorry, this is exactly some minutes to 11. And a lot of people have dropped on the way, but we appreciate Tola Joseph. We appreciate our guest, Samuel Joseph. How come Tola Joseph, Samuel Joseph, they have the same maybe initial or surname? What is the what is the
The bonding
what's the
force is
connection?
Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the connection.
Okay, it's a Bitcoin connection.
Yeah.
Samuel Joseph and Tola Joseph. I'll prod further privately. Why is it that today the inaugural meeting we have? Okay, somebody said Joseph and businesses. Wait, I'm coming. Let me get that chat. Somebody said Joseph's and businesses. It did their blood. We thank you so much. Thank you so much, Samuel Joseph. Thank you so much, Tola Joseph. On the 3rd of July, we have an inaugural physical meeting with Tola Joseph at Watercrest Hotel, Ikeja. It's going to be it's a free event, and it's going to be a very, very landmark event for OKEx going forward in Nigeria. I want everybody to register for that event. You can go to Tola Joseph on his Facebook channel. You'll see how you can register for that event and be at that event. It is free. We don't collect money from you. And sorry, somebody asked a question. I think that question has not been answered. He said, what does it take to list tokens on OKEx? Let me shock you. OKEx listings are free, but that freedom behoves on you to take responsibility to push the project as stipulated in the roadmap. Now, where you don't push the roadmap, the project as stipulated in the roadmap, OKEx is free also to delist that token without informing you. I love that about OKEx. They will list you for free and they will delist you for free when there are infractions in place. So thank you so much, guys. We love you from OKEx, and we look forward to more business from all of you. Do have a pleasant night. You can unmute and say one or two things and while you go. Thank you, Mr.
Okay.
Samuel Joseph.
Can I say something, please?
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. I take you to the next Zoom meeting.
Samuel Joseph.
In respect to the next Zoom meeting, sir, I want to know the means to get the link, because I got this through a friend, and I don't know if I will be able to get the link again. So I really want to know, sir.
Okay, which community do you belong to? Is this CBAN, Blockchain Nigeria User Group, or the universities? Which community particularly?
Oh, let me check. Pardon. I'm here. I'm with Crypto Journey Begins.
Okay, send me a link of the community that you belong to. Next time, I will send you a link straight to your community.
Okay, you send you the link, sir?
Yes, please.
As a direct message. Okay, I will do that now.
Someone is answering you from the, I think it's from that community. He said the link will be posted there.
I don't think that person has. That person is son of Ralph. I don't think I know that person. I don't think he has the link to the community. And for those who want to meet up with Samuel Joseph, he has dropped his line. He has dropped his phone number for those who want to meet up with him. He has some classes on futures trading academy, Bitcoin Academy, and so on and so forth. You can follow up with him. Yes, there is a group that you can attend to. I sent the, let me resend it. Maybe you were not there when I sent it. Let me resend it. You can check it now. You see our Telegram channel and some of our promotions. You can join from there. And for those who want to reach me on, you can reach our guest. Our guest has already dropped the guest has dropped his phone number. Like I told you, the guest is a Nigerian, but currently in the UAE, not UAR. Because you know, some of us are in Nigeria, some others are in UAR, but he is in UAE. Please excuse my language. United African Republic. Somebody said United African Republic. Okay, that's my number for those of you who want to reach me personally. Our guest has dropped his number. You can reach him if you want to use some of their schools. They have a cryptocurrency academy. They also have a future. I think part of the academy hosts their futures academy. So if you're interested in that, you're free. Oh, Ferdinand said the Telegram link is not going through. Okay, no problem, Ferdinand. Let me get you another link just in case. Please, if you have your last questions, feel free to ask them. We'll shut down shortly.
I didn't get it.
Any further questions? Do we have any further questions? No. Okay, lastly, somebody said he's not able to see the Telegram links. I'm dropping it down just in case he's not able to see it, just in case. Can you see it, sir? Mr. Ubabwike or Duada, I hope we were able to answer your questions. Diana says, sir, please, I can't access the Telegram link. Michael Ferdinand, the Telegram link is not going through. Okay, I've sent you a new link. So can you access it before we shut down?
They
If you
should
can't,
just just contribution. The Telegram link has a bracket at the end. It's not supposed to have a bracket there, so they should just limit the bracket and click the link to go through. It's normal tech. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.